day 2 was definitely a bounce back day for the defense, boys, as there was a lot of pressure on Jalen Hurts all day. A couple of guys that I didn't note yesterday made some impact plays today. And I just wanted to get into it, man. Day 2 of training camp with the Philadelphia Eagles. And it's your boy Zay Ho Facts. This is Talking Sporty. Let's get into it.
Stop the motherfucking pack. Yo.
Shall I begin? Pussy niggas get served. Another bridge to burn. Either live or you learn. Digits get earned. Off the head, top it ain't perm. Never been the type to curl like Big Worm. Catch your fade over your shoulder. Try to test my release. You get deceased. Smoke like the kush overseas from Middle East. No beast. I ain't touched that shit since 12 or 13. Ducking 12 from lurking while we skelling murk things. Kinda clock my life and still laughing most of the timeline. Try to come between me and Fetty, a fine line.
Now, to start off the day, Jalen Hurts was a little bit less efficient than he was the day before. 11 for 15, didn't throw the ball too crazy. Didn't throw a touchdown yet in training camp. Also didn't throw a pick yet in training camp, which is cool. ESP gave him a C grade, so it was a bit of a regress from the B plus or B minus that he might have gave him the day before. He said that, it was a tough day to be Jalen Hurts. The defensive line won the day against the offensive line, and as a result, Hurt was under pressure a good portion of the day, and he was probably sacked 3 to 4 times in 11 on 11. But he had 2 throws that defined the day. Longest completion was deep to Dontavian Wicks in double coverage, which I do have a clip of right here for y'all. So let's peep this.
Good catch. Where you get that?
Listen, a lot of the things that they said Jalen Hurts needs to do to prove that he is better is give more 50-50 chances to his receivers to do so. And that looks like a 50-50 ball to me too. Doesn't look like the craziest accurate ball. He just wanted an athlete to be an athlete and go get it. And that's what Dontavian Wicks is, man. Like a 6'3". He isn't like as physically imposing as AJ Brown was, but he can jump out of the gym. And Sean Mannion seems to think that Dontavian Wicks was somewhat of a hidden gem in Green Bay. And hey, he's getting opportunities and he's making it show with what we have here. The next throw that he said was a big miss. That should have been a touchdown. It was a wide open throw to Devontae Yards with about 40 yards downfield with a bunch of field in front of him. And he underthrew him like crazy short. Like, even if it was an average ball, it would have been a TD. 5-ish yards short. Hurts is lucky it wasn't intercepted. But Hurts focused more on checkdowns, where yesterday it was more or less, I think, predicated towards the middle of the field. I think that's why we've seen a lot of crossers and stuff yesterday. This was more about like checkdowns. I think if I had to guess and just going out on a limb, I would probably say that this was more along the lines of maybe like Nick Sirianni's ideas, just based on the route patterns that they were running and the things that they were doing. This might have been like an install day where Nick Sirianni's like concepts were kind of put into play, because they kind of reverted back to what we're used to seeing from the Eagles, in the last few years, which is more like outside the numbers, check downs, play it safe, don't throw it in harm's way, all that good stuff. But it's good to mesh the concepts together because there are things that Jalen Hurts does that Nick Sirianni implements that are very good, and it's won us Super Bowls. So I can't be, too upset about that. There was some under center play. There was some shotgun play. Hurts had a nice pass to Goddard for 15 yards. So, yes, the offense did take a step back, and I also think the offensive line, they're working out the kinks of having a new coach in the building, new philosophies and concepts, and communication. As a former offensive lineman, I could tell you, bro, it isn't just about power and strength. A lot of it is about the mental and cerebral part of the game. I played center. So for me, a lot of it was mental, bro, because I had to call double teams. I had to call stacks. I had to call any type of line changes on the line for my line to be able to communicate. So if my guard was shaking off a double team, I had to make sure to let him know, like, hey, I'm gonna replace you. You got to get up the field and you got to make your block. So it's not as black and white as like, okay, hat on hat, and we just gonna push these dudes back, or we're just gonna run to a spot and block. It's a lot of it is communications, a lot of it is terminology, a lot of it is cadence. Cadence is huge, especially when you're running more under center versus shotgun. It's really different. A lot of it is different because as a center, I would say like Cam Jurgens and Jalen Hurts might have like a silent count that they're going to be running. And for the offensive line, they got to pay attention to the ball. So it kind of puts you at a disadvantage versus gun where it's like, all right, on one, on two, whatever the case is, and then we snap the ball. It's going to be a little different this year where we're going to be on the road. We might have to do some silent count stuff against like louder crowds and shit like that. So I'm not mad at the offensive line for kind of taking a step back. They're still trying to work out, the kinks and the cadences of going through camp and learning a new offense and learning a new system. So I ain't going to be mad at them for that at all whatsoever. But I will say, man, bounce back day for the defense, bro. They were all over the field. They were doing their fucking thing. Jordan Davis had a sack in the second play of 11 on 11s. Arnold Ebiketie had a sack as well today. And another person that I wanted to bring up, because when I was talking about the whole Nolan Smith thing yesterday, I was talking about how there's some other players that are behind him that are working for roster spots. And I didn't mention AJ Epinesa. And AJ Epinesa is actually somebody that Vic talked about a little bit either today or yesterday. Today, because Vic spoke to the media today. And he said that AJ looked good. And typically, it starts off as small, mild compliments when it comes to players that Vic likes. Small, mild compliments. Like, he's doing well. He's coming along. And then the next thing you know, they're fucking, contributors on this defense making plays and earning snaps. So pay mine to Ebiketie, pay mine to Epinesa. And if we start to see that they're getting second team reps a lot more, or even first team reps with Grenard out, I love Nolan Smith, but it's looking shaky for Nolan, man. Now, another quick note that I wanted to allude to is Tank Bigsby winning ESP's MVP award. Q won it yesterday, by the way. I didn't mention that. For day 2 of, player of the day. He got 50% of carries today with the first team offense. And it looks like we're going to be running a dual back system, which I'm not mad at. I actually encourage that. It will keep Saquon durable. So when we need him in the playoffs, sorry about that. When we need him in the postseason, he'll be ready to go. And Tank Bigsby will be a key contributor to that. Listen, like I said before, when you got somebody that's a little dancey like Saquon is, you need somebody that's just like a one cut, gonna get there, gonna get you the yards. And that's what Tank Bigsby is, man. I was high on him in Jacksonville last year. It's a funny story because all my boys like clowned on me for taking him in fantasy. And I thought that he was actually gonna take Travis Etienne's spot. But Etienne had a bounce back year, went crazy. Tank Bigsby ends up being traded to my Philadelphia Eagles, where RB2s go to die, bro. Like in years past, I should say. RB2s come here to die, bro. All right, I'll rephrase that because Kellen Moore did a great job of using two backs. I think we've always did a good job of implementing like Kenny Gainwell because he was a receiving back, where we could use him in open space. And now I think we're going to revert back to like how it was in like 2017, 2018 when we had, the Jay Ajahis, LeGarrette Blunts, and we were able to just run the ball and create short third down situations where our quarterback could eat. I think we're kind of creating that system. But it's really cool to see that Sean Mannion isn't shying away from using Tank Bigsby. And that's going to keep Saquon durable. And we're going to be really good on the ground this year. Really, really good. But that was day 2 of training camp. You know what I mean? Not really a lot to go crazy about. Vic spoke to the media today. Vic said that he is encouraged about by what he's seeing from the safety room. He's encouraged by what he's seeing from the edge rushers. He's going to keep implementing guys in, keep showing different ideas. He did mention that Jahad Campbell will be straight inside linebacker this year. He's not going to be playing edge. That experiment is done with. So yeah, man. Put it this way, y'all. When I don't overly elaborate on the defense, just know it's business as usual, bro. They balled out today, but they're the side of the ball that I'm most confident in right now. Not to say that the offense is too far behind, because they're not too far behind, but at the same time, I think that me not mentioning the defense is a good thing, y'all. Just know it's a good thing. So quicker video than it was yesterday. I got a couple things going on, so I will be back tomorrow. More content on what's going on with Eagles training camp. And it's your boy Zaho Facts, y'all.